Hold up.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about, what's your friend name?
My friend, Amy Luciani.
You just said it was your friend. Now
I'm
you don't know your
sorry,
friend?
I'm sorry. Yes, Amy Luciani.
She had some advice. She's married to Dwight Howard, and she had some advice for young couples that just got married. Let's listen.
I met the love of my life, and I almost divorced his in 6 months, being real stupid and silly. Actually, we both filed for divorce. Let's talk about the struggles of being a new young wife. First thing I can tell you as a new wife, I know this is going to be a hard practice, but shut your mouth. Shut up. Now, I know some of y'all going to say, oh, you got to shut up because you married? What, is he silencing you? No, sis, I'm not saying shut up. I'm saying pick your battles, and sometimes pick them quietly. Understand, when you became one with your husband, that means you became one. Y'all are one. You have to literally die to your old self. Simply means adjustments. Know your spicy attitude isn't passion. It's a nasty attitude. That has to die for your husband. Confrontational spirits hidden by passion. You're not passionate, sis. You just got an attitude problem. Lose it. Quick gem. Successful top tier men, they just want peace. They don't want anything else. You can't do anything else for them besides bring them peace. Mistake I made, me and my husband going through issues, telling my friends about it. Don't do it.
So we're asking 800-585-1051, what are your thoughts? Now, you said you agree to everything she said.
I agree
Let's break it
with
down.
majority of what she said, right? I don't believe in the be quiet, the shut up, and all of that, but I do agree with her. Like, yo, you have to pick your battles quietly. And you can do that because, listen, I am a new wife as well. I've been married since April 17th. Shout out. But upon meeting Chris, right, like, I had an attitude problem. There's no way I could shut up. I was not good at picking battles. I was not good.
What changed? What?
Because shut up, y'all. But for real, like I didn't know how to communicate effectively. I didn't know how to talk things out.
That's the main thing.
All I knew how to do is verbally jump on your ass and get, and when you.
So you worked it out with Chris, but what about the rest of us?
What do you mean the rest of us? No.
What you
This
mean?
is a different topic.
So you know how to communicate with Chris, but what about the rest of the world?
All right, I'm trying. I'm getting there.
Okay, okay.
And being married is showing me how to do that.
Correct.
And a lot of girls will call it, soft girl, the soft girl era. But that's really what it is when you're so defensive and aggressive, and that's what you're used to because that's your norm. Like when you get married, you see if you're married to the right person, you'll see that, like sometimes you gotta compromise. Like, everything ain't about winning an argument. Like you have to really, really check yourself. You got to lose your ego. You got to lose your pride. Like, because it's you and your partners, you and your husband or your wife, Now, when it comes to friends, I'm totally with that on her too. Like, a lot of friends I've lost as well since I've been married because they don't live life like I live life. I can't have the same conversations that I used to have with them before I got married. You know what I'm saying? That I can have with them now. Like, it's different. A lot of them don't respect what a marriage is. They think I'm still supposed to be out here popping perks, getting high, shaking ass all around the town, and I can't do that because I'm married.
Right. And I agree with you. I just feel like as far as marriage is concerned, is how you react, right?
Yeah.
You cannot like something, but if you wild out on somebody, their reaction is probably going to be wild out too.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it shouldn't be an argument. It should be trying to understand each other. And I don't want anybody that's going to shut up because if I'm doing something wrong,
right.
I want them to check me. I want them to tell me.
Exactly.
Because that checking or that telling is coming from a place of love. It ain't coming from a place of hate. It ain't coming from a place of this, that, and the other. Like, they're coming from a place of, I want to help you do better.
Exactly.
Right? Yo, bae. Charlamagne, come on, man.
Leonard, come on.
What?
Yo, it's a topic here.
How you and your husband work things out?
Well, I learned from you and Clue back in the day. When you and Clue had y'all little bromance and y'all little relationship going on, when he turned you out, you know what I'm saying, and introduced you to the DJ game and taught you how to DJ by coming up behind you and putting his hands on top of your hands and chicka, chicka, chicka. Okay? I learned from y'all.
That is so crazy.
We have Aisha on the line. This guy right here. Aisha, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
I'm doing
Good.
great. What's
Hello,
your thoughts?
Aisha.
I agree with what she said. However, there are some exceptions.
Okay.
If your man is doing what he's supposed to do and your communication is good, then yes, sometimes you got to bite your lip and shut up. Everything is not an argument. But if he's out there doing something that he's not supposed to do and still expect you to be quiet just because he's paying all the bills and he's the breadwinner, it's an absolute no for me.
Okay. Well, thank you,
I
Mama.
totally agree. So I said if you're married to the right person.
We got Jasmine on the line. Jasmine, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
I'm
Blessed,
good.
black, and highly favored.
What's your thoughts, Jasmine?
So I just feel like in this new generation, a lot of women do want to be wives, but it's about learning to protect our peace and our purpose first. And I definitely get what she's saying, like, don't talk back and don't tell your friends on social media, because sometimes you do have to let your man lead when it comes to not talking back. But some stuff do need to be said, and we are not our great-grandparents. We believe in partnership, not silence. So respect don't mean losing your voice, and it don't mean being silent, but you do have to let your man lead, but you don't want to hold everything in. We not, like I said, we not our great-grandma. We can tell our husband how we feel.
Can I say something real quick? What makes y'all think that our great-grandparents, your great-grandma was quiet?
I have no idea because my grandmother shot my grandfather, so I don't even know what she thought.
Where do y'all get? Where do we get this logic from? It's the same thing when we say things like we are not our ancestors. We sure not, because we way more punks than they were.
Absolutely.
Like, why do we disrespect our elders like this?
In some older relationships, they did stay together regardless of what happened. That was what they were built on.
I got you.
But that means she was shutting up.
But she wasn't shutting up.
Just sit around and take that ish though. Like
Exactly.
they was definitely throwing fits and tantrums too. Like
Yes.
Wait, but hold up.
In my family,
your
for
grandmother shot your grandfather?
Yes,
and they
absolutely.
stayed together?
Yep, shot him right in his ass. Yep, sure did. They stayed together.
Oh, okay.
They was together for
That don't sound like she was shutting up to me.
No, she definitely wasn't
That's
shutting
what
up.
I'm saying. Like, where do we get just because she decided to stay with him don't mean that she shut the hell up all the
Exactly.
time.
Why she shot him in the ass?
It was a lot going on. There's some stuff that she could not sweep under the rug. You know, he was a Rolling Stone. And yeah,
Jess, he's not really that concerned. Whenever he hears something about something going in the man's ass, he just got a freaking comment.
what's wrong? You don't even really care.
I do care.
No, he don't.
Grandma
No, he don't.
put out the
What was in his
revolver
ass?
and shot in the ass.
What was in his ass?
What he did?
What was in his ass?
And why nobody called 911?
It wasn't me. What was in his ass?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
800-585.
Think about my grandfather ass is crazy.
I'm not thinking about your grandfather
He's
ass.
definitely thinking about her
Oh my
grandfather's
God.
ass.
800-585-1051. Let's discuss it. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. So we're asking 800-585-1051. Do you agree? Let's go to the phone line. Hello, who's this?
This is Kiana. Good morning. Good morning.
What's up, Kiana? Talk to us.
So the scripture was Proverbs 21:23. The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. I heard Jess Hilarious say she didn't agree with the young lady on keeping her mouth shut. As someone gives a gab like Jess Hilarious, I believe that sometimes the best words are not the words. It's actually the sign.
Hold on, Mama.
I understand what she's saying. She's saying that she read Proverbs 21:23, and Proverbs 21:23 does say those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves out of trouble. So watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. So what she's trying to say is sometimes the best things that are said are the things that you don't say.
I agree with her. That's in your relationship and in the world too. You know what I mean?
You know nothing about that.
I didn't say I knew something about it. I said I agree.
Nah, she don't talk about her relationship, Mama.
I ain't talking about her relationship. I'm talking about her world.
In the world.
I'm talking about she got married in April, and that calmed her down. That scarf incident was
Come months after?
Exactly.
I know, but it was a lot more of those scarf incidents
that could have happened.
You know,
more could have happened.
Growing. Yeah,
got you.
That was my last one.
Got you. Hello, who's this?
It's Paul from Philly.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's your thoughts?
Yo, shout out to Philly.
Well, my thoughts are every relationship requires communication. And I find that a lot of women aren't listening to their men, even as it relates to what we think is attractive, like the witch nails or the fake lashes. No man thinks they're attractive.
Damn.
But women do it. And top it all, if they don't listen to us most of the time. I've been married 17 years, and I do find that to have a successful relationship, you got to listen. We both got to listen to one another, and that's difficult to do, but it needs to be done. And a lot of times, again, I feel like women are going to other women to find out what is attractive for themselves and not even asking men about it. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree with half of what he said. Yes, women do confide in other women, or they're looking for validation in other women to what is, to figure out what is sexy and what's not. But that also is the social media influence as well. Like that, all of that. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, Diliana's my name.
Hey, Diliana, talk to us.
Hey, girl.
So pretty much I was saying that I agree with what the lady was saying. I think sometimes as females, we need to learn how to, like, kind of bite on our tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never been married, so I know I don't have a place to really talk too much, but my sister has, and one thing she definitely told me is pretty much what she was saying. She told me the same thing. Because we have a way, once we start talking, we don't stop. We just keep going, and the situation just gets worse. So sometimes, like I say, you just got to know when to stop.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's my mindset.
Thank you. I will say this again. The person that you're married to is supposed to be your best friend, right?
Yes.
That you could tell, regardless of what's going on in life, they're supposed to be there, and no matter what happens, they're supposed to have your back, right?
Yep.
Whether it's something that's embarrassing, whether it's something that's good or bad, but you also want that person to make sure that you're making the right decisions.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you can be blurred in the decisions that you make, and you want somebody that, regardless of what happens, not going to bite their tongue and be like, no, you're effed up, or no, I didn't like this situation, or you were wrong.
Yeah.
Especially with raising kids. That's one thing my wife would be like, nah, you were wrong with that.
Yep.
Now, she might not say it in front of the kids, or she might
Right.
not say it in front of company, but she'll tell me, nah, you were wrong for that. This, that, and the other. And that's what I want. I want that person in my life.
Yep, I think this is a great segue to tell y'all the perfect movie that aids this is Why Did I Get Married? Like, I really do love that Tyler Perry movie, the first one. The second one is cool, but the first one, because you got 4 couples dealing with relatable problems that you see every day, you know what I mean? And them trying to, like, cover it up and act perfect, but you see behind closed doors, what they go through and how they assess that. You know what I mean? In this communication, being transparent. And like you said, when you marry somebody, you want that person should be your best friend.
Correct.
That's the one Malik Yoba died at the end, and then The Rock popped up?
That is 2.
Oh, that's part 2.
Malik Yoba didn't die, so 2.
Okay.
But 1.
Got you. Part 1 is when he didn't want to be with Jill Scott.
Yes.
Got you. All right. I remember.
All right. Well,
He gets so much.
You breaking down a story as something positive, and he gonna come with, that's what Malik Yoba died, then The Rock popped up.
And The Rock
I had to
popped
make
up.
sure it was the right movie, because in my
Christ.
mind, I was thinking that was when Omari Howard was like, he don't be doing the bending. Or
No,
Janet.
that's Full Color Girls. That's Janet. You getting Janet Jackson
See,
movies mixed up.
got
She
you.
was in Full
Okay.
Color Girls.
And
And
the only thing he said is, I'm doing the bending. That's all you
Yes,
heard.
that's all
I'm just trying
he
to figure
worried
out the
about.
right movie.
What's the moral of the story, man?
The moral of the story is Envy said he don't want you to shut your butt. He wants your butt wide open.
I did not say that.
That's what he said.
I did not say
He
that.
said, please don't shut your butt.
I
That's
did
what
not
Envy
say
said.
that.
Envy
But I
said-
do want to know
Envy
more
said
about
he
your
do not
grandmother
want his
shooting your
man to ever
grandfather in
have
the
to
butt.
shut his butt or his mouth.
Oh
Keep
my
them both open.
God.
I didn't say that, but I do want to hear more about your grandmother shooting your grandfather in the butt.
Shut up.
And why nobody called 911?
he was not about to call 911. She did not go to jail.
So how
for
did
it.
it heal? He just...
It healed like
God
a regular
damn.
ass wound.
Envy
healed.
want to know
Like,
how a
you
man's
just-
butt
ass wound
heals
heal.
after something goes in it. After something
Oh my
hot
God,
goes in
shut
it.
up.
God
But I tell you
damn.
one thing, loyalty back then was different because when he went to the hospital, he didn't say that his wife shot. Well, he never married my grandmother, but he didn't say
And they
that
wasn't
his
married
girlfriend.
on
Well, I
paper.
know they were engaged, but they were engaged forever. But he said that he was robbed and somebody shot him running away. So that shout out to Grandpop. You know, he not here, God rest his soul, but shout out to him because he could have told on my grandmother and she could have still been in jail right
So
now.
he shut up. That's what's up.
Yep, he shut up.
Yeah.
And he knew his ass was wrong. So yeah.
All right. Well, when we come back, we got the latest with Loren. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?